So welcome back, guys, to We Talk Boxing, and today I'm going to be talking about Janibek and his latest fight, which he defended his WBO and IBF titles against Andrei Mikhailovich. Now, this fight took place Friday night in Australia, and it was initially set to take place back in July. But the fight was cancelled for some reason. Don't really know too much about it. But both guys obviously entered the ring late Friday night, early hours Saturday morning over here in the UK, and it was a good contest for whilst or how long it lasted. Janibek started very strong. Came out from round one. So did his opponent, to be fair. But the cleaner and bigger shots were landed by Janibek, and it was the second round where he absolutely put a crazy onslaught of punches onto Mikhailovich and absolutely bopped him around the ring, dropped him. And prior to him getting dropped, Mikhailovich showed good heart and courage to stay on his feet. I don't know literally what kept him up or how he stood up on his feet, but he didn't go down. And it was literally the last couple of seconds of that round where he got caught again. Sweet left hand. And obviously he was dropped. And the referee obviously gave him a count. But realistically, most referees would have stopped it before he got dropped because he was all over the place. His guard was none and void. He was wide open. He was taking multiple left hands. He was wobbled on multiple occasions. And this was just in the second round. But yeah, the fight continued. Was it round 2 or 3? Yeah, anyway, it was early in the fight anyway. But anyhow, the fight continued, and obviously Mikhailovich made it a little bit awkward for Janibek because he closed the distance, and it was the distance that in the earlier rounds that was causing Mikhailovich the issue, because at range it allowed Janibek to land with his big left hand from distance, and that was catching him left, right, and centre. So he thought, let me close the distance and make it a bit awkward for Janibek. But what that actually did, it tired him. It tired Mikhailovich because obviously he was using a lot more energy, but he was also getting caught. And yeah, he landed one or two little shots on Janibek, but it wasn't enough. It didn't really deter him. But Janibek was still working quite hard at that close distance, and he was catching Mikhailovich with loads of sweet uppercuts and hooks every now and again. But sixth round was a tough round again for Mikhailovich. He took quite a lot of shots, and the seventh as well. Eighth round was really nothing, and then it was ninth round where it was pretty much over. Now at this point in the ninth round, Mikhailovich had a lot of swelling and blood dripping from his nose and mouth, and obviously in the end he got caught with another straight left down the middle, and obviously went down. But the referee really jumped in straight away and stopped the fight. But realistically, this punch that caught him wasn't as bad as the onslaught that he got caught with earlier in the fight. But anyhow, that is that, and Janibek is still the IBF and WBO champion, and pretty much the main man in the middleweight division. Now, yes, this took a little bit out of Janibek because obviously I think they said in commentary that he only entered or got to Australia in 60 hours or whatever it may be. So obviously a little bit of jet lag that probably took it out of him in this fight. Otherwise he may have stopped Mikhailovich a little bit earlier. But also they mentioned as well that I think something to do in terms of his training, he must have collapsed or something. I don't really know too much about that. Maybe you guys do. You can probably inform me what exactly happened with Janibek. Did he collapse at some point, or was it during training? I don't really know. But what this potentially could do, obviously we know that potentially there's going to be a big Saudi event at the end of this year with Usyk and Tyson. Now, could that be an opportunity for Janibek to be on the card and maybe face someone like a Hamza Shiraz for the titles? Because Hamza Shiraz right now is the big name in the division, and he certainly wants a world title shot. Now, I haven't got the rankings in front of me, so I don't know how well ranked um, Shiraz is with the IBF and the WBO, but let's say that it's the WBO rankings that he does get a mandatory shot for. That will probably be better for Shiraz than the IBF. Reason being, if it is the IBF rankings, that obviously the fighters have to weigh in the day before and on the day of the fight. I'm sure I've got that right. Which means that Shiraz can't really bulk up too much. So that might be a little bit of a hindrance for Shiraz, because obviously Shiraz does obviously put on quite a bit of weight after his weigh-ins as well. But that will be a brilliant fight between the two. Part of me wants to say that Shiraz is not ready, but realistically, he's had quite a few fights now. He's well ranked. If he's not ready now, he's never going to be ready. So realistically, if I was him, just go in against the main man in the division. And if he does go in with the main man in the division, puts on a brilliant display, maybe gets the victory, then he will become the main man in the division. But if he goes in, fights bravely, doesn't get the decision, then there's still options out there for Shiraz. But anyway, these are my thoughts in regards to the fight that took place between Janibek and Andrei Mikhailovich. Good fight. Lasted 9 rounds, but for me was one-way traffic. Who would you like Janibek to go in with next? Someone like a Shiraz, or would you like him to maybe go in there with someone like Eubank for next year in a world title shot? Let me know your thoughts. As always, guys, please subscribe and comment. Bless.